Hi, it's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions. We're here today to talk a little bit about BioTrainers, MyoFunctional appliances, and Phase 1 appliances, and how to incorporate them into your practice, how to incorporate them into your Phase 1 treatment, how to incorporate them into your Phase 2 or comprehensive treatment. And I'm very, very honored that Great Lakes Dental Laboratory has picked me to do a series of videos, educational videos on their BioTrainers to help train orthodontists, general dentists, and pediatric dentists for indications of use. And I'm going to be working my way through their series of appliances and telling you more. I have seen a lot of great outcomes with these appliances. This is, I believe, a European-based company, and it's being distributed by Great Lakes in the US. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I'll be glad to talk to you more about Phase 1. I have a great monograph or Phase 1 quiz that I kind of created, which will help you screen patients and to see if they need Phase 1. So I'm glad to send it to you. It's called My Phase 1 Smile. Feel free to email me at info@straightsmilesolutions.com or visit my website at straightsmilesolutions.com, and I'll be glad to just give you a copy. I'll just give it to you. It's free. So I'm just glad to be helping people, and that's my ultimate goal. So today we're going to be talking a little bit more about one of the series of appliances, one of the first appliances in their series. It's called UStart. Letter U, start. Indications for use are age 4 to 6, okay? So we're thinking either primary dentition, full primary dentition, or very, very early mixed dentition. I would probably discontinue this appliance once the 6-year-old molars came in. So we're thinking like age 4 to 6, maybe 4 to 5. Once the 6-year-old molars come in or the first few front teeth start to come in, it's time to move on to the next in the series of appliances. I'm going to be giving you all kinds of gems and tidbits about Phase 1 treatment and how to use these appliances, how to bill for insurance. There's just so much information I can tell you, and it's something that we work with our clients with all the time. So thank you so much to Great Lakes for giving me samples of all the appliances. I'm just going to kind of verbally tell you what I see and feel, and you can see them. So this is the UConcept appliance, the UStart. Again, it's for age 4 to 6, okay? This is just me saying, I would probably discontinue and move on to the next series once the 6-year-old molars come in. These are not custom, okay? So that means that you can just order them, you can stock them. Prices are very reasonable. You may or may not get a discount, a volume discount if you choose to stock them. Is this all you need for Phase 1? No, not necessarily. So Phase 1 is interceptive treatment. You're getting the kid from A to Z. For me, you don't discontinue Phase 1 until 6-year-old molars are fully in and front teeth, top and bottom, are aligned, and as well, and the arches are formed. So, it might be a part of the Phase 1 process. Maybe this is all they need, but it's probably pretty unlikely. So some of the features that I recognize in here is basically you've got it's real soft, if you can see how I can just touch it. So I think it's gonna be very comfortable. It does come in 3 colors, clear, which is nice because you can see the teeth easily through it, as well as pink and blue. So you can choose what colors you want. It has some eruptive guidance features on the inside, like little imprints so as the teeth start to come up, they're gonna bounce off the wall and come a little bit straighter. They also have a firm version, which is a little bit more rigid, that only comes in clear. From my experience, those are good if you have a bruxer. Maybe you want to start with the soft. It's going to be much easier for the child to get used to wearing it if you start with the soft. And if you start getting bite throws, then that's something you can move on to. What else? So I see other features in here that are good. Basically, it's going to work for any patient that has up to a 6mm overjet, as well as a slight class 3 patient. You have to move on to a class 3 appliance if you do have a class 3 patient, but this is a good way to start if they're in early mixed dentition or in primary dentition and you start to see some anterior crossbite. You're probably going to get a little bit of arch expansion, but I don't think you're going to get too much with this. I mean, it is pretty soft. Maybe if you need more arch expansion, you'll want to move on to the more rigid one, or you'll want to go into a Schwartz or some type of expander, and feel free to connect with me on that. I have tons of YouTube videos on that. Looks like we also have a little place, I call it a pillow, for the tongue to rest so that the tongue doesn't go down. It remembers to swallow up at the roof of the mouth. So just some tips on delivering this appliance. Initially, a good way, you don't just give it to the patient and say go, okay? So it's gonna take some time, especially if the patient is a mouth breather, it's gonna take them time to get used to wearing this. And we wanna take baby steps. So I usually tell patients, hey, first night, why don't you try to wear it during one cartoon or, one video game or something like that, or while we read a book to bed. And then the next week you can move up to a movie or while you do your homework, and eventually we're going to try to wear it all night long. Now, some patients might take a few weeks to keep it in all night long. Some patients might take a few months to keep it in all night long. Over time, the mouth is going to grow the musculature to be able to retain the appliance, and the nasal breathing is going to help the patient significantly. So remember, if the patient has a cold or something, this is not a good time to start this appliance. We want to have patent nasal breathing. So if you need to address that with some allergy spray or something like that first with the child's pediatrician, you definitely want to do it. Also, let's just get into this. You need to be screening your patients well. You can't just give this to a patient because a patient that maybe has swollen tonsils or nasal or oropharyngeal airway blockage, this is not a good indication for the patient. Although this might help the patient, you want to make sure you're working with the child's pediatrician if you are screening Malampati, tonsils, stuff like that, and refer out as needed and collaborate with the pediatrician or the ENT. And I'm glad to give you some guidance around that as well. So again, this is the UStart appliance for age 4 through 6, primary dentition or early mixed dentition. It does come in 3 colors: pink, blue, and clear in the soft. And if you move up to the rigid, it only comes in clear. You can order these from Great Lakes. Glad to tell you more. You can go ahead and visit my website at StraightSmileSolutions.com. Keep those questions coming, and I would love to see your cases if you start using them. Again, this is part of the phase 1 process. So things you can bill D8060, D8050, D8210, I believe. So depending on how you're using it in your practice. So we can get more into that, and I can send you more information on that. Those are ADA codes for the US. All right.